opening, usually we chant the prayer, but today we do meditate, like connect with yourself. So let go all the conceptual thoughts, be, your mind, body, breathe all together in this presence. And then same time also create mind generation, bodhicitta. And today I'm going to receive this Dzogchen bit instruction, and I want enlightenment, and wanted to help many other beings liberate. So create bodhicitta. We do first, let us meditate.
Recording in progress.
Tragedy, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to teaching. Please sit very comfortable. If you you really need to sit at the chair, you can sit at the chair behind, but good is sit in the floor, if you can, because you have to create your body habituate to in the sitting, posture. Then when you're tired or something like, not comfortable, then you can go back to chair. Also, make comfortable your seat. That's very important. If you need more cushions, so you can put a couple of cushions and use. That also helps you too. If you can sit the floor is much better. You have to create your habituate. So then. Today, sharing teaching with you is called this Dzogchen, short instruction, very short instruction. It's a very important instruction. So I have to share with you this. I received these instructions from Khenpo Mipham. I don't know you know Khenpo Mipham. Many people knows Khenpo Mipham. Who is Khenpo Mipham? Khenpo Mipham is the Dzogchen Rinpoche's one of his root guru. If you watch the Dzogchen Rinpoche's documentary, they mention about the laws Khenpo Mipham in that documentary and his biographies. So. 1959, is many these Tibetan masters went to the jail in the present. And during that time, in Siling, Siling, I think Qinghe is part of the one over in China. It's also another region, is part of Tibet. The called city is Qinghe. Some people call Qinghe, Siling. It's just a couple of different names. There, 1 year, all the master teachers put in there 1 year. So the year present name is Lama's year. During the cultural revelation, Tibetan cultural revelation. And then, in that time, so Garchen Rinpoche was there, and many his of course friends, like he is in different region, come area, many monastery, the leaders, teachers, all in the same year. Garchen Rinpoche, he mentioned a lot about, that year is extremely suffering, and he thinking about, suicide himself many times. And he said many his friends also suicide too. So it's extremely suffering, difficult time. And then one of his friend told Garchen Rinpoche, there has in the jail has one Khenpo. His name is Khenpo Menser. So you meet him, he can help you. So he recommended to Garchen Rinpoche. Then Garchen Rinpoche, one day he said he went to meet Khenpo Menser. So then Khenpo Menser guided him many different ways teaching. So I think, he cannot guide like we does here, like, sharing teaching like this way. But there, the story is Khenpo Menser is a newspaper reading. His job is, all prisoner has a job, it's a labor camp. Then Khenpo Menser, he told the communists, I cannot walk because his leg has issues. So then they believe him, ask him to read the newspaper. So newspaper is, talk about all the communists is great, helping for people. So he have to read that newspaper. Then Khenpo Menser, pretending reading newspaper in that moment, he shared some instructions to who was there, and all the listener who listening is these Tibetan monks, these teachers, and then communists they don't know what he's reading, because they don't know the speak Tibetan. And Khenpo Menser, he has full education, learning. He has all these teachings, his memories. And without all this, we have books here. Without these books, he has most important teachings memorized. So he can deliver it anytime when he's ready to share them. So he pretending reading newspaper, sometimes he shared some instructions. So one of master is Garchen Rinpoche's also, Dharma brother. His name is Nanchin Ade Rinpoche. The Nanchin Ade Rinpoche is a good writer. So when Khenpo Menser sharing teaching, Nanchin Ade Rinpoche momentarily, transcription, everything, right. He create a very small booklets. And he does that, he did create and give it to Garchen Rinpoche. And then Garchen Rinpoche also, he say, memorize everything. Learning the teachings, he memorize. So then, during that time, so Khenpo Menser give instructions to Garchen Rinpoche, many different ways he guided him. So Garchen Rinpoche has become, transformed actually. He's rising the love compassion through communists. So that's a Khenpo Menser guide, not he treated and generate love compassion. He treated is transformed to love and compassion. So he guided to that teaching, and same time he guided many these Dzogchen teachings to him. So then in the present Garchen Rinpoche, their practice, put really effort, practice. So these teachings transformed all who went through in that present, mostly lamas become realizers, practitioners, Dharma practitioners. So Garchen Rinpoche went to 20 years in the jail. He says like when he finished the jail, it's the same as 20 years went to retreat. So that kind of benefit during in the jail, they use these teachings, instruction, practice. So the teaching, the practice, we know lots of different teaching instructions, but when we have really difficult time and suffering, then people really put effort. When we have happy, joy, and we don't pay much attention or not put effort. So then if we don't put effort to that much and less benefit. When you have difficult time, you really go into the teaching and the practice. So that then you recognize the teaching practice is truly benefit. So in that time, like everyone in the suffering, extremely suffering in the difficult time. So they really put effort to practice. Then they're transformed. So they can take, all the suffering is taken into the happiness, path. So that's the power of the Dharma and the teaching. Today I'm sharing with you here the Dzogchen teaching is, how benefit is actually up to us. Okay? Because due to our, effort and how much we put effort practicing, how much we care about the Dharma, and then, according to that, different levels of benefit. Then this today I'm sharing with you is a very short instruction. Is especially this instruction is for the ordinary people. Ordinary people means lay practitioners. This is come from Mipham Rinpoche. Mipham Rinpoche is one of the great scholar in Nyingma tradition, and he's created so many philosophy books and teachings. So he is a kind of more non-sectarian Dharma teacher. He shared this teaching. When he shared this teaching, he said he focused for ordinary lay practitioners. He used the words, explain everything is for very simple. And then this one, without educations, study, learning Dharma-based educations, you practice, and follow this instruction, you can reach enlightenment. So that's his create specifically in the important for instruction to the lay practitioners, and for very beginner also, someone who don't have much background, this Mahamudra and Dzogchen teachings. So this short instruction help guide very simple way to reach enlightenment. The Mipham Rinpoche, he has full realization, and we know when we read his teachings, Dharma teachings is a very, very special teachings he has. So when he was 7 years old, he already composed books. So then, he 7 years he started writing the books. So after then he created so many written books, teachings, commentaries. So the most important teacher in the Tibetan tradition, like one of the great scholar and the Dharma realizer practitioner. So he has fully, all these Dzogchen instructions and the meditation practice. So then he bring to this due to his compassion, sharing for beginners, lay practitioners. Usually Tibetan, this Dharma teaching, the books is only focused for monastics and the scholars who write the book, compose, they use words, everything is the highest level, much ever they can put. Because have to show the book is like more, how to say, like authentic or very high education, and the scholar, writers have to show the scholar education. So that's why the normal Tibetan, these Dharma teaching books, without teacher, we cannot understand. When I was young, I can read all the books. I'm very good reader. But this meaning of the teaching books, what they say, almost like 90% I don't understand. It's very hard. So that's why have to go to Sheda and study, learning. He was using the words, explain everything is a very high level, and then it is using the words is how do we say, like Dharma, and was not normal way to sharing. So that's why it's not easy. And then when I received this, is when I was very young. Actually, I was 16 years old. Then one day, Garchi Rinpoche asked me come with him to go to see Khenpo Mincer. So that time I really don't know who's Khenpo Mincer. We have lots in the monastery. We do lots of ritual things. They follow the many tradition, many generations tradition. We have so many rituals. Every month have like 2 different kind of Dzogchens performing practice. So this is according to tradition. We have to keep that and always practicing. And then in my region, the area is at that time is not many teachers. So there has very good meditator practitioners, but they don't share the Dharma teaching. We have many monasteries where hundreds of monks mostly focus for performing rituals and practicing, chanting, reading, practice, but no really teachers there. So even Garchi Rinpoche was there, he don't share the Dharma teaching that time. He just only, lead the practice. And then he, Garchi Rinpoche, he didn't went to the philosopher's school. That time he think he can't share the teaching, I think. So he only lead the practice. Then when he told us, I think 15 months, he told us when to see Khenpo Mincer. He went a couple of times already before. And when I went, that is the last time they meet together. So his journey is not easy. We have to go Illy's journey takes 2 weeks on the way because the road is not good, transportation is very hard, and we have 15 months, cannot get in the one transportation. Everybody have to load with 2 people, 3 people have to get in the transportation, have to go to another places, meet together. So that kind of way to get managing when to Khenpo Mincer place. Khenpo Mincer, he stay in the very high altitude, very high. In Tibet is huge, it's very big. Land is extremely big. So my hometown area, Yangar Monastery, we have a farm, we have a nomads boat. But when we went to Khenpo Mincer area, it's only nomads. Very, very high. It's extremely cold. Summer only 2 months, very beautiful weather, but other times it's extremely cold. So he has small cabin, so he stay inside the cabin, and then many monks come from different regions, receive teaching him, and then they go back to their home. They go back to their own monastery. So when we arrive there, we don't have much time because we have to go back to monastery, and in monastery we have a summer retreat. Okay, summer retreat is coming after 2 months. So Khenpo Mincer place we have only 2 months, and the 2 months when we meet him, he said he cannot share the Dzogchen 2 months. No possible. So you wanted to receive a Dzogchen, you have to stay 3 years. Okay, without 3 years, no Dzogchen. Tashi go home. That's his words, It's Khenpo Mincer is not really flexible. Okay, another level very tight. But he have to do that because he can create so many good practitioners. He create very tight. And otherwise, people he can share Dzogchen everybody and go there, learn and go home and don't practice. So who go there, he let them stay 3 years with his place. And then they have to go through all this first, preliminary practice. And then he interview with them. They really understand what they're doing. Because another reason is, in Tibet at that time, with mostly monks also not much education. And even know how to read, but no understanding Dharma. So that's why Khenpo Mincer really try to help them, strong, basic and understanding, education a little bit, educate. So with called preliminary practice, at the same time he give education, and then he shared the teaching. So then Gachen Rinpoche, he negotiated Khenpo Minister days and days, asked him like share the teaching. We don't have time to stay like 3 years, otherwise all monastery is gone. Gachen Rinpoche told him, I put so much effort to create a monastery. So no, I stay 3 months, 3 years here, we all monks stay here 3 months, then go back to monastery, it's gone. So he asked him, please share the teaching. And Gachen Rinpoche also told him, I guide them when we go back and help share the teaching. So then Khenpo Minister finally accepted in this one. So when he shared this teaching, it's only 1 hour. Only 1 hour he shared this teaching. Mostly he just read and very short explain. In that time, I didn't understand, almost 95% I didn't understand. 5% maybe not 5%, okay? Because his dialogue is different. In Tibet, we have a different region, has a different dialogue. Even same Tibetan language. But, you write down is the same, but when you speak, it's different. So what he explained, these sharing things, I didn't really understand. But then when we finish, everybody so happy, joy. So everybody say like we are fortunate to come to meaningful receive these instructions. And then we went back to, we have a camp, like tent, stay all together. Everybody so happy. I thought, why are we so happy? Because I didn't understand. So, I really don't understand what he's sharing. Then I asked monks also, they really don't understand too, but they're happy. Okay. So then we have to meditate anyway. Just Gachen Rinpoche, he wake up like 5, 6 a.m. something, everybody have to meditate. So he check every single tent, anyone sleeping or not. Okay, sometimes he bring cold water. And he has so much effort, like, that time is like, no right now, very peaceful one. Little wrathful with so much effort. And he let us meditate. So we cannot stay in the tent, like we have to wake up early and have to go to, the meadow, kind of meadow. It's then everybody sit just like a little bit far away each other, meditate. And in the evening, until when 9 p.m., then we can go back to in the tents. Otherwise, before 9 p.m., we cannot stay in the tents. So Gachen Rinpoche really checking we are meditating or not. So we meditate lots, but I really don't know what I'm doing, okay? There's just, honestly, I just stay in the meditating, but I don't know how to meditate. No any idea. Have to sit hours meditate. It's just you look everywhere, all the monks like meditating everywhere. And no one talking each other, just stay far away each other, or everywhere is meditating. It's whole is meditation area. Then one day there has one teacher, one monk he found. He told us there has one monk. He can guide. So if our meditation is correct or not, incorrect. Then we request to that monk. The monk, his name is Akupema, is very old monk. He stayed with the Khenpo Minister many years already. Khenpo Minister also recommend to, if you need help, see this monk. So then we went to see him, and he asked to sit on one right side, one left side. He only take 2 months, one time. So meditate, like at least with him, so 1 hour stay together. And then some reasons he say, okay, you can go. So he gave me okay. So then, I just still don't know really no courage or no really knowing what I'm doing still. But to feel sometimes like very peaceful state. So you stay like all the time, stay hours meditate. So then he proved. So we stayed there 2 months, practice a lot, meditate. Then also same time another camp was there, we receiving lots of teachings from them. So then that helped me transform, change my mind. Okay, I went back to monastery. I told one of the monastery Rinpoche, I told him I have to go to learn the Dharma, not stay in the monastery. He agreed. So then I went to study Buddhist philosophy. So when study Buddhist philosophy, then meditation, what I have meditation background, that really helps understanding. Oh wow, yeah, emptiness. Talk about this, So really knowing what the philosophy teachings, is the essence or mean important. Why the meditation is important. I mean, knowing the more clear. So really helps. So that's why I need the education too. Study. Khenpo mentioned someone going to study Buddhist philosophy 3 years, no require anything for preliminary practice. He shared Dzogchen directly. If someone don't have any educations, so no study Dharma, and then go to Dzogchen teaching, he led them to do first all the preliminary practice. So that's the what I share is the story, how I received this teaching. Then we go to in this each word, some sections you don't understand, because reason is when you do meditate you don't know. Okay, so now I sharing with you here is another the many reasons sharing these teachings. So sometimes when you think Khenpo means why he gives so hard and tight, sharing, why you sharing here. So maybe you have that thought, The Garsen Rinpoche, he is so compassionate. He try to make everyone, good Dharma practitioner, realization, enlightenment. So he really opened all these teachings, sharing. Khenpo means he wanted to create very good Dharma practitioners. Okay, long as he shared, he wanted to make the persons very stable, good Dharma practitioner. His goal is to create very good Dharma practitioners. Garsen Rinpoche's goal is liberating everyone, from the suffering. Do you understand? So that's reason Garsen Rinpoche shared this lot for publicly. I received him many times from him, and then he asked me, share, because in this generation time, people don't have much time, needed to connect to the Dharma, and especially for this very important instructions, connect to that, and to create a karmic imprint, create liberation connections. So that's the reason, we're sharing, but sometimes people think, oh, I don't need to do any other preliminary practice. Yeah, you practice this Dzogchen, you naturally go to also preliminary practice too. Then you really recognize, oh, I have to do Vajrasattva practice. Oh, I wanted to do mandala, offering practice. I wanted to do Guru Yoga. This idea naturally comes. So we have these 2 different instructions. One is called the love, compassion is a cause. The result is wisdom. Okay, so that's we share first basic things and then go to stages one by one. Another is called wisdom is a cause, and the result is a compassion. So wisdom is a cause means you sharing as learning practice first, Mahamudra Dzogchen. The result is a compassion arise. So you can go either way. In this way, wisdom go first, and rising compassion is kind of more shortcut, okay, directly, because you develop your meditation, wisdom, then compassion is naturally rising without effortlessly. So, other hand, we have to go stages, like we have to put effort. Love meditation, compassion meditate, then generate bodhicitta, then go to vipassana, to Dzogchen and Mahamudra, another level. So another, you have Dzogchen these instructions, you naturally go to bodhicitta. So result. So either way, actually, works or like go to like goal is we reach the same way. Now we go to in this the text. So a lamp to dispel darkness. So see, lamp to dispel darkness is like is this knowing our own is nature or ripa. Is knowing that is the same as a lamp. And what despair is our ignorance, and the confusion is despair. So delusion is despair. Very simple. Dharma is very simple, knowing truth, and then we get, realization. Knowing truth is called realization. No knowing is called delusion, samsara. Okay? So, recognize is called Buddha. No recognition is called samsaric beings. What we have to recognize our own nature. And as long as we recognize our own nature, it's the same as lamp. Then despair at other delusions. So, darkness. Right now we think, like all the samsaric beings is where we are in the darkness state because due to ignorance. Then we have attachment, anger, jealousy, ego. So all these afflictive emotions rising. And then afflictive emotion creates 6 realms samsara, 6 realms samsara, cyclic existence. So the long as you recognize the knowing our own true nature, and then all ignorance, this darkness is naturally dispelled, released. So ignorance is dispelled, and all the samsara suffering is naturally die, release it itself. So in instruction that points directly to the very essence of mind, in the tradition of the old realization ones. So then this instruction is that points directly to the very essence of mind, means directly pointing to our own nature mind. It's pointing instruction. Pointing instructions, we don't pointing something, showing something external things, okay? So showing something within us, we have something. We know knowing that we have. So pointing to that, showing that. So that is called instruction, essence of mind. In the tradition of the oral realization ones, so then this tradition is old realization ones means old means like the point is like person who listening this teaching, the person no background, philosophy teachings or dharma education, not much knowledge dharma, but long as you connect to in this teaching, you can reach enlightenment. So that's why it's called old realized ones. By Mipham Jampal Dorje. So Mipham Rinpoche, he shared this teaching. Then Mipham Rinpoche shared this teaching. First, he homage to the Manjushri and the Guru. The homage to the Lama inseparable from Manjushri, the embodiment of wisdom. So homage to the Lama inseparable from Manjushri, embodiment of wisdom is when in the relative level, homage to Lama Manjushri is very hard. Okay, relative level, not easy because we have this dualistic conceptual very strong. So long as you meditate Dzogchen, you fear your Guru Lama, deity Manjushri, our own mind. This three is you feel inseparable oneness, not separate. Okay, so that is called true Lama is, Guru's mind, our mind is knowing oneness, it's called then true Guru's mind, Lama, and then that is inseparable with the Yadam deity, embodiment of wisdom. So I share with you, some short also story. Like when I received this teaching, I told you, no idea, not knowing much. Then, after 20 years, maybe after almost 40 years after 30 years after, so then you really feel this Khenpo Master's blessing. The reason is I try to practice meditate. Then I try to practice meditate. I feel his blessing and feel his connections. So reason is, when we don't practice Dharma, we don't meditate, we don't know the Guru means. And as long as you meditate, you really practice Dharma, then you really recognize Guru's blessing. So that's why these Gurus who has realized, who pass away from our perception, but reality they are not past. Or these Gurus are always there. When you into this nature, your mind, that nature state, then you feel all your Gurus. You recognize, you have connection, you feeling. In this, delusion, conceptual state, then you don't feel, you don't recognize. Okay, so Guru and the Yadam deity, when we really connecting to them, we are also be in our own natural mind state. When you into your own natural mind state, then you feel inseparable with the Guru and the Yadam oneness. So then that time you feel, all the power of these blessings. So, when you receive these teachings, sometimes maybe you don't understand clearly, maybe sometimes you don't feel that much connections, but due to this Dharma, power of this Dharma and the power of this realized Guru's blessing, long as you practice, you recognize, you can feel, okay? And even not maybe this year, maybe if next year you practice, you can feel next year. If you practice after 10 years, you can feel the 10 years after. Never expired, okay? Guru's blessing is never expired and never go away. It's there, but problem is we don't go into that blessing connection state. So that's why you receive this teaching is truly benefit when you meditate. Then, so embodiment of wisdom, without having to study, contemplate, or train to any great degree. See? So this teaching, when Mipham Rinpoche is sharing, is due to his compassion. So he really want to help who don't have this trained to any great degree, So it's like for right now, see, us. In the monastery monks and nuns have lots of time, can study all this years in the monastery, can study, have time to do that. So that's, then share directly this one, and if they don't study then, because of that thing, okay, I have this teaching, I don't need to study. That's also go to misunderstanding. So that's why in monastery we don't share this easily. And we can share easily here. The reason is because we don't have a time same as the monastery monks and the nuns. have time to do practice of Dharma. They can go to, receive teachings like whole years, have time to do that. And we don't have that time here especially, this right now, 21st century, next generation time, people, so busy, it's no time to go all this, get good degrees for philosophy Dharma. Simply by maintaining recognition of the very nature of mind according to the approach of the pit instructions, any ordinary village yogi can without too much difficulty. So, this, teaching, like who know how to meditate, knowing the own nature mind, and then who maintaining that nature mind, Rigpa, maintaining, meditate, and the practice, the person can become, can be good realization without any difficulties. Without, like, you don't have to give up your home. You don't have to give up your householder. You can have your home, you can have your job, and you can maintain your family. Same time, you can gain your, inner this realization too. So that's the very important, very great, so precious teaching for us. Do you understand, right? So that's the kind we need during this generation time. So ordinary village yogi means just ordinary lay practitioner. Is no education background. Also, still without any hardship, difficulty, you can reach enlightenment. Reach the level of Vijayadhara. Vijayadhara means enlightenment, Buddhahood. So each person, according to, you can get different, according to benefit, depending individual, how much you put effort. According to individual level, you can get benefit. Such is the power of this profound path. So this is the truly profound teaching and truly benefit you. That's why it's a profound path. So then how do we meditate? So this is going to instruction here. So that's the first he's sharing is homage to Guru, homage to his Yadam deity, magician embodiment of wisdom. And then, he's sharing this instruction like short, the quality of this teaching. So when you receive, okay, I want to practice, I want to receive. So create more, get courage to us first. Make, more joy and effort. And then go into the main instruction. The instruction that crack open the egg, share of ignorance. So this is in each section has a short this kind of like how to say sharing meaning. Right now this explain is called the crack open the egg, share of ignorance. Means we egg is inside there, we can eat, right? Inside. Outside you cannot eat. Okay, so we have to crack open. So inside the eggs. Same is we have ignorance. Due to ignoring these delusions, we not knowing inside what we have, true nature. The Rigpa is we not knowing. So that's the open here. Open the Rigpa true nature. Then open means also sometimes misunderstanding, showing instruction, pointing instruction. Many people think have to see something, teachers have to show something. It's reality truly nothing to show there. It's no one can show. Because the reason is nothing to show. That's why also Telopa instruction to Naropa. Telopa cannot show you anything Naropa to you. He he take all the shoes, hit to Naropa's head, kicked shoes Naropa's head. Do you remember that story? So that's another instruction, like sometimes like teacher, student have a connection ready to like kind of open something, and then they do something, something like symbols or something like actions. So the action is not always works, but according to, sometimes like teacher, student, the connections, right there, moment they're ripening, then they can teachers like make something happen. So Telopa kicked the shoes, Naropa's head. Naropa wake up the realization, they say, So then the instruction, main point is like Telopa, he said he cannot show you anything. You have to recognize, you have to discover your own true nature yourself. Then Naropa, I think, give up all this delusion, he fear inside, and own Rigpa, true nature, he waking up that nature. So that's kind of, sometimes happen. Then when you leave your mind in a state of natural rest, so it's this go to like through the meditation, like when you meditate, leave your mind in a state of natural rest means like let go of this thought. Long as we have a thought, we cannot see nature. So that's why first basic, sometimes we have to practice mindful meditation. We have to practice shamatha meditation. And that helps, release thoughts. But then another level, we need all these instructions, guide. You have to know mindful meditation, you have to know shamatha, vipassana, and you have to know the Dzogchen. So, you knowing these all teachings, when you meditate, your first mind state is, mindful state, goes like at least 10 minutes, mindful state. And then goes to like 10 minutes, maybe shamatha. After shamatha meditation, your mind is naturally graduate, go into we call vipassana, Dzogchen, Mahamudra. These three is actually one. Into the natural states has become oneness. When you hear the teaching, it's slightly different. The words also slightly different, but really into the states is oneness. So you can, after 30 minutes, you can into this, nature true state. So that's we have to, through meditation, your mind is naturally graduate. If you do that, you have to know, mindful, shamatha or vipassana, this meditation, you have to know. Then when you meditate, you don't have to put effort. I wanted to go to Dzogchen, directly. You rest in your mind. First, you just release your thoughts. And then naturally you go stages like graduate into, no thoughts. It's pure nature states. You can reach in that state. So that's the one meditation section, We have to stay like at least 1 hour if you really wanted to feel true nature. We have to stay like longer. Then you can connection to in that state. Short time, very short meditation, very hard to get in the nature state. So somebody like really wanted to get in the nature true state or get good experience in meditation, then you have to stay longer time. Put lots of effort to get in that state. Short meditation is very hard to get in this good experience. You get feel good experience states. No easy. So now is here is natural states. We have to get into that state. So then they have different levels have to go in. So first, without thinking any particular thought. So we have to let go first thoughts. Releasing these fixations. So long as you have fixation to anything external things or inside yourself, you cannot feel your own nature. Not possible. The fixation is the big obstacle. Nature is other hand. The fixation is the same as ice block. Nature is the same as water. So, this who has this? My understanding, okay. This I'm just sharing you. My understanding is when you have fixation, it's like your mind become momentarily same as ice block. Okay, when you really into your nature, momentarily your mind is the same as water. Ice block is the same as water. So momentarily you can transform, change. Actually, of course, water is become ice. It take time to happen that. Then ice is merged to water. It take time, but our mind is more fast than that. Very speed very fast. Momentarily you can become delusion, same as ice block. Momentarily you can be in the nature, same as your mind, same as water. Do you understand? So very fast. When you have these fixations, then it's same as our mind is ice block, very tight become. Then you don't recognize this, it's ice block, you don't recognize it is water. Because you don't see. It's totally different, the water and the ice block, right? So it's actually same, but another way it's totally different. Ice block is very tight and harder and form body shape. Water is soft, moving and no hard. It's different. Same, our mind, when you have this conceptual thoughts, already called ordinary mind. When you release fixations, naturally releasing, or this ordinary mind is releasing, transforming to, Buddha's mind. So Buddha's mind is free from fixation, free from thoughts. Ordinary mind is fixation, thoughts. So that's the reason when we meditate, the first state, we have let go all these conceptual thoughts. So when you have a conceptual thoughts, you can't go into nature states. So that's the reason we need shamatha. Without the shamatha, you cannot release conceptual thoughts. If you are very good practitioner, you can go directly, momentarily in the natural ripa states, momentarily. But when we have very strong these conceptual thoughts, it's have to dissolve that, take time. And then you can into your natural ripa slowly, take time. So that's why we need, shamatha meditations. So meditation, this within one meditation, you have to bring all these different level meditations together, oneness. You cannot say, I'm meditating only shamatha. You cannot say, I'm only meditating Dzogchen. So you have to bring all these meditations, bring together oneness. Okay, when I share your teaching, I cannot put you all together. When we practice, we can do all this together. So when you cook the food, you cannot cook the food everything. So momentarily one, you have to cook one by one. I mean, vegetables have to first you go to grocery, you get one by one, and then you have to cut one by one, and then you cook. When you eat, like all this mix up together, you don't need to say, I have to eat this one first and that one is after, already mixed. Eating, when you are in the meditation, same as like you eating the food. So this all have to bring to one together. And when you're listening teaching, then same is like, you know, you like doing the same as, you know, buy the food like grocery or cooking, then you don't have choice altogether one by one. So here is like when we go to in the meditation without thinking any particular thought. If you go to in we have this generation stage meditations, practice Yadam deities. Practice Yadam deity, and the main practice, Yadam deity practice, they say Om So Bhava Sheda Sarva Dharma So Bhava Sheda Ham. Why is the mantra is there? The reason is, you know, we have to leave all this, you know, conceptual thoughts. Let go conceptual thoughts. If you don't go let go conceptual thoughts, you cannot connect with to the Yadam deities. So you're going in the natural states, then we don't let go away conceptual thoughts. You cannot go into natural states. So that's why it's natural rest without thinking any particular thought. And at the same time, maintain some kind of mindfulness. See, we have to maintain some kind of mindfulness. So Genji Mahamudra mentioned, our beginner mind is the same as like river rushing down the gorge. You know, very busy, very fast. Then middle, like meditators, middle like time is like same as like Genji river, like kind of slow down. Your mind is slow down. And then you're into the really in the natural state. It's the same as like Genji river is reuniting ocean. Ocean and the Genji river, the rivers are become inseparable oneness. So we can reach into the, you know, the natural repast state. So that's each meditation, I think we have to go through that. When you meditate, you have to go to first, same river, you know, rushing down the gorge, like same like that, challenge, difficulty. Okay? The most difficult time is when you starting meditate, first 10-15 minutes. The reason is your mind is not ready. You have so much thoughts. And then in that time you have lots of obstacles too, rising obstacles. So, you know, we have obstacles within ourselves. We have a positive energy and a negative energy within ourselves. Negative energy we call Mara. Positive energy is we call Yadam deity, okay? So these two, not somewhere else, actually within us. So negative energy, Maras, their job is have to control us in the delusion state. Okay? The true nature, positive energy or deity's energy, you know, job is liberating. Their job is like they don't want to stuck in this delusion state, pushing to in the positive spiritual path. These two energies is, you know, against each other. In the, you know, when you practice Dharma, do you understand? So that's why when you starting meditate, the negative energy rising fast. Negative energy say like, okay, put you so many things, like you have to do many things. You have to take care of your home, you cannot meditate, you have to go to do this, you know, take care of your laundries or make friends. This idea is like, it seems like, you know, the ocean waves rising. It comes out. And that's the hardest challenge. If you don't go through that, you never go into good, any spiritual state. So that's why first is like you 10-15 minutes have to put a very strong effort. And the example, we go from here to Dav to highway, you have stop signs, you have traffic lights, you know, and you get in the highway, it become no traffic lights, so easy. Similar, you know, when you get first meditate, it's harder. And then you feel more comfortable in other states. You don't, you don't have to think, okay, I can do other things, worldly things, other times, not important. I want to just stay in the meditation, 1 hour, 2 hours. So you have that already strong during the meditation. That means you already run over your obstacles. Okay, so you get already your obstacle. And then you go into the spiritual, in the journey, in the path. So that's why, here is, without thinking any particular thoughts, stay is very hard first. And at the same time, maintain some kind of mindfulness, so we have the mindfulness. You can, when you have these thoughts rising, we need support. So the reason is because you are not independent meditator. Support is you have to focus with the object. You have to focus with the breath. You have to, use the special object, Buddha's image or something. You need this support. So then that's help you become put into the path. Then you need support sangha. Sangha means like we all together meditating. You log everybody meditating. Oh, I also have to meditate. That's naturally support your practice. It's only yourself. Oh yeah, very empty kind of. I wanted to live, and you are into that. Sangha means group together. You meditate everybody together. Everyone is the same page. Then you can go, path easily together. So it's called power of sangha together. We need support. Then you can go to over the obstacles. So then you don't need to focus with the breath. You don't need to use this any specific object, something support. So you can go into this natural states, directly. So that's why some kinds of mindfulness. You can experience a state of waking, natural, apathetic, difference, core, lomati, or no means land, where your consciousness is drawn and blank. So this is an experience when you meditate. It's happening this, So we have to go through this. This is like sometimes when this experience comes, some people think I am good meditator, because it's not knowing it is called lomati, is not knowing something, it's no thought. That's why you think I'm good already, but not really good. The reason is no awareness in there. Why is it not good? Because no awareness. But we have to go through in this level first. So this, this apathetic indifference called lomati is no means land is like something, you dark and no thoughts, so no clear. That's happening, where your consciousness is drawn into blank. So thoughts go away, and order stop the thoughts. Then some levels are very drawn, and no clear, awareness in there. So that is actually another hand. Of course, we cannot stay there, but another hand, you get in there is good too. You already went to another step. Do you understand? So we have so much busy thoughts. You stop that, and then your mind become no thoughts, kind of drawnness and foggy, no any clear. So go into that section first, second section. Then in this, there's not any of the clear insights. Clear insight means no wisdom, no clarity, no awareness, just drawnness mind. Of vipassana, which this discerns things precisely, and so the master called it marikpa. No clarity of vipassana, no vipassana, so which discern, like no knowing, sharp mind is not there. No wisdom, like we say, like clarity is not there. So then that's the reason this many master call marikpa means this is comparing to rigpa is marikpa, but it's comparing to delusion so much thoughts, challenging states. This is kind of more another you temporarily your like feel comfortable place too. But we cannot stay all the time in that state. So this is then you're going to become this create marikpa again. Marikpa means ignorance. Then no recognition means no knowing still true nature. Ignorance, unknowing is no vipassana. Vipassana means seeing itself, knowing itself, recognizing itself. Clarity, awareness. In this one is not that all qualities. So just all the thought is gone, then your mind is dullness. So that's this first state. That experience comes. Now when that comes, is you don't feel bad. You don't need to think get a good experience. Okay, so just let go. No good, no bad. So then, since you cannot define it and say, because we cannot put saying things, the reason is this is no recognition, and we cannot say, oh, you're not meditating, because you don't have thoughts. So it's kind of like also your experience is like you hard to put in the word to explain this experience when it comes. Like or this is it, such as state is called lomate, undecided, indeterminate. And since you cannot say what kind of state it is you are resting in, it's resting your mind. The reason is because you don't have thoughts, but not Dzogchen, no awareness in there. So it's you can meditation experience go through these states. Sometimes you feel, sometimes don't feel. It's in the teaching always is general, very general. Individual experience like always different. Okay, individual experience we cannot put into the instruction teachings. The reason is because then teaching you cannot go one direction. I mean guide the student. Each individual due to elements, conditions, everyone has slightly different experience. Not always the same. Even you meditate today 1 hour meditate, tomorrow you meditate 1 hour, you get different experience. So not the same. So the point is this is not the Dzogchen. Even no thoughts is not ready there. Then, and since you cannot say what kind of state it is you are resting in, or what your mind is thinking, it is also called the rangarwa nyuma, tamar tanyom. Tanyom is not positive and negative is something here, just something there, but it's not really delusion states and not in the I think it's realization experience anything. In ordinary state of apathetic indifference. So still is ordinary states, not the nature mind states. Still we are in the ordinary mind. So the ordinary mind is delusion, our like when we have a subject and object, then it's called ordinary mind. Buddha mind means free from all these conceptual thoughts, and seeing itself, knowing itself is called Buddha mind. We can go any moment to each of these directions, You can go to one moment samsaric ordinary mind, one moment you can become enlightened Buddha's mind. So each moment you can change. So when you have this kind of this transaction time between Buddha's mind, ordinary mind, between, okay? So this experience comes. When you have this, like you meditate, you dissolving the thoughts, but seeing your mind nature, you don't have this lot thoughts, nothing going on thoughts. That is called the lomate in this state. Then in fact, you are stuck in ordinary state with the alaya. So alaya is called kinya, Tibetan we call kinya, is the ground mind. So it's source of samsara. Ground mind is not knowing is called kinya. It's knowing itself is called Buddha nature. So also depending how you can say this complicated words, I think kinya and Buddha nature. So positively words is Buddha nature. Otherwise samsaric, create samsara, then the name is called kinya, is this alaya. And then you're going to recognize knowing is called Buddha nature. Then you need to use such a means of resting the mind as a stepping stone so as to give rise to the non-conceptual state of pro-motor wisdom. So first we need to go in through this, we have to use such means of resting the mind is in this, no thoughts, longmati or this, unawareness. You have to we go through that, we have to use step that first. Otherwise we cannot go into directly to nature ripa as stepping stone first. So, so think about it, we have stairs. The stair is not belong to first floor, not belong to upper floor, it's between. Similar, this what the talk about this no thoughts, but with no any awareness. That state is between, and delusion and awareness between states. So we need to use this instruction practice first, and then you can get into nature. So as to give rise to the non-conceptual states of pro-motor wisdom, then go into non-conceptual pro-motor wisdom states. So non-conceptual is subject object is gone. The state of pro-motor wisdom is always there. Pro-motor wisdom. You know something. Find something there. You just discover what we have. This pro-motor wisdom means always there, never lost. I'm beginning last time, until now we have all the time. When you have afflictive emotions, this pro-motor wisdom is always there. When you have love, compassion is rising, pro-motor wisdom is always there, same, no difference. However, if there is not the self-recognition of pro-motor wisdom, which is our rigpa, however, if there is not the self-recognition is the most important, self-recognition. So this instruction is called self-recognition. It's rigpa itself, recognize itself, knowing itself, but no subject-object. That's why it's very hard to explain. Long as you explain, talk about the Rigpa, we, use the words like then subject and object. Because you're thinking about idea, this conceptual level, we always have a subject and object. But here talk about the Rigpa is knowing it itself, means how can know it itself, without the subject and the object. So that's why it's called, this true nature is cannot put in the words. And, beyond we say words, beyond the expression, right? So it's only when you recognize this, when you meditate, you feel yourself, you recognize it yourself. When you're out of the meditation, you cannot explain for others your experience. So then that means like you're really into the meditation. When you meditate, long as you come out from meditate, post-meditation, you can explain what you have, your something, your experience, you can explain. Then that means you are not into this true nature state. Do you understand? So that's why we call very complication, not easy, no words to explain in that state. So which is self-recognition. In the supplication to the Tara, 7 supplication to the Tara, and then in that word it says like absolute true nature, Rigpa is self-recognition, known door Buddha wisdom. So same ranzong nimi yishila is self-arising. When you the meditation, in that state, you have to chant these verses. I mean the sentence, like Tibetan we call Sem Ranzong Nimi Yishila, and the self-arising known door Buddha wisdom. So you maintain this, words yourself. The words sometimes help you, really support, get into that. Then you don't need the words support. Support, another here we talk about, we need support, yeah? Support is what I do, meditate, I memorize some sections, okay? In this, where is the important sections? Memorize it. Then when we meditate, apply this sentence. So that help you go more deep and deeper. And then you really into that, you don't need the apply the words. So that's the support. The support is usually we think breathe and external object, but that's also another level we say support. But the true support is instructions you have to memorize. So that's the reason I always recommend, people memorize supplication to the Tara, the prayer. That prayer is very profound. Dzogchen, Mahamudra, and Yedam deity practice, everything is bring to is one, together. Then same time you have support Yedam deity, Tara. You really can supplication to the Tara and support the deity. And then same time you have the instructions. Each instruction is very powerful. You can connect to the nature. So that's the kind of we need the support. So here also in this right now what I am sharing is supplication. The Tara prayer says self-arising, known door Buddha wisdom. So that's always there, self-arising. We have to recognize that nature will promote the wisdom, which is our Rigpa. If not knowing that, then not nature. Then it cannot count as the main meditation practice of Dzogchen. Without, knowing self-recognition or knowing the Rigpa, then we cannot say I'm meditating Dzogchen. Then we cannot call the Dzogchen meditation. So that's why here is another instruction. As the aspiration prayer of Samdup says, a blank state, devoid of any thought, whatsoever, that is Marikpa. So see, it's it says like blank states, devoid of any thoughts, whatsoever, that is Marikpa means no knowing itself, no recognizing. Marikpa. So in this, right now what these words come from the Samdup. This explains, delusion states and awareness states. Difference is we talk about the samsara, 6 realms. 6 realms. So within this 6 realms, samsara is actually goes to like within 24 hours ourselves. Okay. So all this experience coming within in the 24 hours. So this Marikpa is here is talking about whatsoever that Marikpa or kind of a blank state. Blank state is for us when you waking up morning, when you wake up mind from the very deep sleeping, suddenly you wake up, and in that moment there's a like chance ripa first, but most our go into this blank state, no knowing that, no knowing, no recognize it. It's go to no knowing, is go to delusion. Who knowing that is called hold the ripa or realization, and that's every morning. There's a rising, in the master's instruction. There, who has experience, they're always saying, we have to hold the ripa when you wake up morning. And our ordinary people, we don't have enough meditate this Dzogchen, then we cannot hold or recognize that ripa when you wake up moment. So because having this like this blank state, kind of like no thoughts, but no knowing itself. See, it's recognized, no recognized. So someone lost mother example. Mother is momentarily appear to in the short momentarily somewhere like very busy state, like momentarily appear to in there, but the person no recognize the mother, it goes well like this. Recognize the mother, oh, it's my mother, reuniting. Child and mother say. Do you understand? So similar. And so it shows there, but no knowing what is that. So that's called this blank state. And we have this all every day, every moment. When ripa chance, no knowing. The good practitioners in the post meditation, they can recognize this ripa. So ordinary people like beginners, when you meditate, maybe you have feel very good connection to the ripa. So when you go back to in the post meditation, then everything go to normal again, and we go back to ordinary again, ordinary person. So like same is no any instructions, no dharma before. So exactly we go to the same as like other ordinary people who don't have a dharma. Exactly we go become same as them. The reason is because we don't have this practice is like habituate enough, no used to enough. So that's why ripa chance with no knowing, it's called blank state. Any thoughts whatsoever, that is called then marikpa, means no knowing is a marikpa. The cause of a delusion become created the delusion. Therefore, when mind experiences this kind of draw state that lacks any thoughts or mental activities, lacks any thoughts or mental activities. So know how to, we have to use this. To know we have to apply awareness. When we have this experience, when mind experiences this kind of a draw state that lacks any thoughts, so this is very important, okay? This when comes, or mental activities. by allowing your intention to turn naturally and gently towards the one who is aware of these states, the one who is not thinking. You dissolve the pure awareness of Rigpa, free from any movement of thoughts, beyond any notion of outside or inside, unimpeded and open like the clear sky. So we have this, no knowing. It's this the called delusion or marikpa is ignoring kind of not knowing. So then we have to apply moment there, awareness, look to in that, look to that drawer mind. That drawer mind have to discover the Rigpa. We cannot discover Rigpa as any other than that. Okay, that drawness mind, unawareness, that mind itself have to recognize itself. Okay, recognize itself is Rigpa. So that's why when you have this drawness mind, you recognize the drawness mind itself. And then drawness mind itself is turning to the Rigpa, and then you seeing itself. So that's why here says like one who is not thinking, you dissolve the pure awareness of Rigpa. So this, we have to look to into that state. Same is like I usually share, we have a camera, okay? If you are very good photographer, you're taking pictures all the time. No, good technology. That camera is like, you can use your selfie yourself, turning to yourself. Same camera, you use yourself, selfie, turning to yourself. Okay? Then you can take picture yourself. Yeah, so you usually take picture out. Same is like our mind is always chasing external things. And no knowing itself, no looking to itself. So photographer all the time take other pictures. They don't have their own pictures. Do you understand? Similar. And so we all the time mind is chasing external things. So we have so many other this delusion experience or delusion karmic experience. So much we already create. So no Rigpa means we're going to stop that, taking external like everything, like turning to yourself, camera. You see yourself. You can do your selfie. So similar, your mind is not like this way, and turning to yourself, look to this, dawness mind itself. So the dawness mind itself is the same as you lighting up the, lamps. We have lamps. If we don't put the lights, it's just it's dark there. But you light up momently, lamp is rising itself, seeing itself, shining itself. Similarly, this dawness mind, we have to know I have dawness mind. Momently you have to looking into that mind. And then, shining Rigpa means you seeing itself. It's called Rigpa. Then you don't put any effort, you just maintain that. It's called meditation. Maintaining itself, okay? So the problem is sometimes we put too much effort. When you seeing Rigpa yourself, then you put another effort, it's going to lost again, because you put effort, it's go to another delusion again. So subject and object. No put effort, you seeing itself, then called watching itself, be in that state. It's called maintaining Rigpa. So we have to stay in that, awareness. It's called meditating means. Then So see, your mind become unimpeded and open like this clear sky. So that's why I, recommend to meditate is a longer term. The very beginner, you need short terms, but very, very beginners. Not talking about Dzogchen, like mindful, something, shamatha, you need short terms, but going to more really good practitioner, deeper levels, we need a longer term. So when you meditate, like first section is a very challenging states, challenging states. And so many obstacles. First, like example, today you're coming to in this space, like Dharma Center here, going to receive teaching. It take time, it's hard. So same is like we go to airport first. And it's you packing, and you know where you're going, you have to, all this preparation. And then you go to airport, you have to go through security check. And many, effort, challenges, difficulty go through. That is the same as like when you practicing Dharma, you have to go through this first challenge, and some difficulty states. And then you get in the airplane, airplanes take off. So airplanes maybe go through the turbulence, right? And then same is like your meditation after 10, 15, like you turbulent states and shaking. And you want to give up, or you want to like think it's like meditation is not comfortable, and you feel pain for it. You think I don't have time, I have to do this, that. So lots of turbulence in the area, like going on similarly, your experience. So this is a kind of, another stage. You go through the turbulence, become more relaxed. So this is called marikpa. Here is lomati, means like not that, like shaking yourself, but not really clear that stage. And go beyond that, then airplanes are really into the space, it's clear weather, no turbulence, open space, no any clouds. Similarly, your fear is become very comfortable. So no bother you, thoughts no bother you. So it's become you feel comfortable. So that is called in this impeded and open like the clear sky. Okay, it's the best state. Beautiful spot you can get. So now, do you need a break here, yeah? Do you want a break? I think short break is better, yeah? Okay. So we take short break. And 15 minutes is okay? Yeah, please take 15-minute break.